Hi, and welcome to the Daily Record High School Football Insider, the video edition, coming to you from the Daily Record offices in downtown Worcester. I'm sports writer Mike Plant, and as always, sports editor Aaron Dorkson is alongside me to talk about high school football. Aaron, Friday night, our area teams will begin league and conference action. But as we usually do, let's take a look at last week when everyone completed the non-league part of their schedules. Some off to great starts, others not so great. I really thought your column in Sunday's Daily Record really summed up 3 weeks worth of games pretty well.
Well, thanks, Mike. I just kind of took a look at what the overall league records were. The Principals Athletic Conference led the way of the three main leagues we cover by going a combined 17-7, with Manchester, Fairless, Indian Valley, and Canton-Timken all 3-0. The Ohio Cardinal Conference has 3 undefeated teams as they enter league play. That'd be Mansfield Senior and West Holmes, which are defending tri-champions, and Orrville, maybe the surprise team, at 3-0 after being 1-9 last year. And the Wayne County Athletic League had started out okay, Mike, and then their teams went 1-7 last Friday, with only Norwayne winning. The last of the 2 unbeaten teams that had started 2-0, Northwestern and Chippewa, both lost heartbreakers, and Waynedale was knocked off by Triway. Cloverleaf, also in our coverage area, won its second straight after it started with a loss, and Loudonville is off to a dominating start at 3-0, highlighted by last week beating Hillsdale pretty good.
And now it's on to what should be 3 very interesting races in the OCC, WCAL, and the PAC. We'll be back to talk about this week's games right after this break.
Welcome back. And Mike, the Ohio Cardinal Conference opens Friday with pretty clear-cut separation with the top 3 teams. Mansfield, Senior, West Holmes, and Orrville are all 3-0, and the rest of the conference has just a combined 5 wins.
Yeah, Aaron, the OCC's only winless team was Worcester, and a quick look at some numbers is pretty telling. The Generals have been outscored 35-0 in the third quarter of their 3 games, and 59-6 when you add in the first quarter. So needless to say, they're going to need to get off to a better beginnings Friday when they go to 1-2 Ashland. Quarterback Cam Doherty has especially struggled in the second halves of games for Worcester. He's only 28 of 68 passing for barely 100 yards a game, and Worcester's running game hasn't been very good either. They're averaging less than 100 yards as a team and only 3.4 yards a carry. Ashland's had the better of this old rivalry lately, but the Arrows are still breaking in a lot of new starters, hence their 1-2 start. And you might just see Aaron Doherty going under center this week as Worcester tries to do what teams have done to them so far, control the ball and the clock. And also West Holmes, they haven't missed a beat in rolling over its first 3 opponents. The Knights go to Madison, where the Rams are trying to regroup from last week's home loss to Mount Vernon. The Knights, of course, rely on their heavy ground game behind hard-running Lane Perrone and Luke Ogie, while Brady Arnold gives West Holmes that added touch of explosiveness every time he handles the ball. Aaron, Orrville's Friday opponent, Lexington, like Madison, is coming into OCC play off a rough loss, 48-21 to Olentangy.
Yeah, the Minutemen are 1-2, but the real story in this game, Orrville has played itself into maybe the marquee matchup of the week in our area. They're going to try for their 600th win in school history. That's something they'd become the 25th school in Ohio history to do. And also they're the only undefeated team in Wayne County, and they're going to try to push that to 4-0. I had a chance to go over to Red Rider Stadium today, and I talked to Captains Trevor Summers, Joel Zook, Kyle Ritchie, and Harrison Brown about the great turnaround from a 1-9 season to 3-0, and here are some of those comments.
Some keys to the 3-0 start were just lots of guys contributing and working really hard in the off season. That gave us a pretty good edge. To start out 4-0 would be awesome. It'd be great for a senior year, and to be the 600th win, that's awesome. I mean, coming from a program like this and to be remembered as the 600th, that's real special, and I look forward to being that class. Start 4-0 would mean a lot to us. To be remembered as I don't remember the last time Orrville went 4-0, so that'd be great. And getting a 600th win on our turf, that mean a lot to the seniors and the rest of the team, just to be a part of such a great tradition.
I'm a receiver and free safety. Starting 3-0 is great. We had a lot of different people step up. I think our chemistry has been fantastic, and to get the 600th win, I think it just speaks to what a great community we have and all the support we have from various amounts of people.
To be a part of the 600 win, it'd feel great to add to an already tradition-rich program. And to start 4-0, we haven't done that in a long time. I don't even know when the last time that was, so it'd just be great to be the first team in a while to do that.
Welcome back to our final segment. Let's start out in the Principals Athletic Conference, where half of the 8 teams are 3-0, Mike. 2 of them will meet Friday. Manchester's going to visit Fairless, while unbeaten Indian Valley goes to Tuslaw, and surprising Timken's going to play CVCA. Triway, fresh off its first win last week, and the Titans handled Waynedale, will travel to Tusky Valley. The Trojans are 2-1 with a loss to Waynedale in week 1, and the Titans had the nice bounce back from losses against West Holmes and Orrville to beat the Bears, and they hope they've built momentum heading into pack play. 1-2 Tuslaw is obviously going to have its hands full with Indian Valley and the Braves All-Ohio running back Jake Davis.
After a not-so-stellar finish to the non-league schedule, Wayne County Athletic League action will be headlined by the meeting between Northwestern and Chippewa in Doylestown. Both lost for the first time a week ago in games that went down to the wire, as the Huskies went down at Columbia, failing on a last-second extra point. And the Chips went for 2 in overtime and didn't get it and lost by a point to Tuslaw. It's safe to say, Aaron, that the surprising Chips, who have some offensive skill to produce some points, will be facing their stiffest test in Northwestern, and a Husky attack averaging over 42 points a game. 2 old rivals will be hooking up in Apple Creek in 0-3 Smithville and 2-1 Waynedale, in a game that really couldn't be more even over the years. Each of the teams has won 28 games in the series with 1 tie, and Waynedale owns 17 county titles to Smithville's 16. Rittman makes a short trip to Norwayne, and it's not the ideal matchup for the Indians coming off their drubbing at Mapleton. They're now facing the high-powered Bobcats. Norwayne, of course, shook off its first regular season in our recent memory, to come back last Friday and defeat a good Ontario team, as once again Joe Dreyer's pinpoint passing picked apart an opposing secondary. And Aaron, you'll be over in Dalton as the Bulldogs host Hillsdale in a meeting of 2 teams with 1-2 records that I think both would probably call their starts disappointing. The big question is whether or not or when the Falcons star tailback Corbin Major is going to be healthy. So far, his ankle has really prevented him from any production at all.
A huge game for Hillsdale and Dalton, and they both had legitimate playoff expectations coming into the season. And of course, Loudonville, a really exciting team to watch in our coverage area. They've had no problem winning their first games. The incredible 1-2 running punch of quarterback Colton Edmondson, running back Ryan Weber. They're going to take their rushing attack to play 1-2 Logan. Really don't remember any of our teams playing Logan. And Cloverleaf wants to build on its 2-game winning streak in the Suburban League when it opens with Nordonia. Well, there you have it, a look at Week 4. It's really a brand new season for all the area teams, and that'll do it for this week's edition of the Daily Record High School Football Insider. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.